Hello, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. I'm almost done with my lavender themed journal, lavender, lilac, whatever you want to call it. So these are scraps that I have left from the pages that I used from the paper pack, and I am sitting here trying to come up with ways to use them rather than putting them in my scraps or putting them in the trash. So here is one of the things I've been sitting here doing. I'm making just little, I don't know what they are. They're little dangles, scrappy dangles to add to maybe a pocket or to the edge of a journal page where maybe there's some lace or ruffle of some sort. And so I'm putting on the back, I'm putting just a scrap of lace, and I'm putting jump rings on through a part that is not going to, fall out or tear very easily. And then I took several of my paper punches and punched shapes. So there's oval. I have oval here. I have regular, and then I also have scalloped. I didn't do a real good job of punching this one. I got a little too far in, so I'm definitely using a large jump ring for that. This one's scalloped. It's fiddly for sure. Then I have another oval, regular oval. And then another scalloped one. I don't have a set of the same, and then I have just a little number thingy. And then I'm adding to it a safety pin, and I'm putting it into the little bottom circle part of the safety pin. Hopefully and maybe I should have been working way closer to the camera, but so I'm just adding that to it. So I don't have sets of paper punches necessarily. I find things secondhand, and so I don't think I have anything that's actually gradually stacked that fits one within another. But I think they're cute, and it's definitely a way to use up some of the scraps. I've inked both sides and everything so that if you wanted to turn it over, maybe write down a date or something like that, you could. This one is circles. These are all scalloped circles, and then some lace. This one is, I just made little tags and punched out a butterfly twice so it's backed, makes it a little bit thicker. Again, they're all inked so that you can, do something on the back if you want. And these ones are the little banner thingies. And so I'm not going to put it in the journal, but let's see if we see a place where maybe it could go. So even like here, I have lace, so you could just take it and add it. I'm getting it into the paper. It's really tiny little things, so it's hard to get it. So, there you go. It can just hang on to something like that. I'm not going to leave it there. I'm going to take it out. I think what I'm planning to do is just make up a bunch of things and add it as a little pack to the journal when I go to put it up for sale. So, okay. So that is the first thing that I have come up with. I think they're really cute. Let's see what else I figure out. The next thing I've decided to make is our page like side tabs with clusters for tucks. I like a tuck spot. And I've made several, and I thought I would do the last one with you guys. And I've just taken the scraps, I'm layering them up. I've kind of marked them. I put little marks where I want to line my paper up so that once I've got them where I want them, I know where I want to put them back. I also took a picture, so I have my iPad over on the side so that I can remember what order that I even want them to be. So I have this one. This is going to be attached to this. But first I want to put all the others. So I have my little mark here that you can't see, but I can see it. And so then I just pick them up and turn around, and I put marks on where I want to put glue so that I'm not over gluing and making a giant mess, hopefully. One of the things that I've come across is that it's very hard to keep things right side up. And, you know, like I have a plan, but then once I'm spinning everything around to ink it or to glue it or to mark it or whatever, then I end up putting it on upside down. I have frustrated myself more than once doing that. So now this one, I have a mark up here, and I want to put it all the way up here, I think. And so then, again, I'll turn it around and put my marks. I'm gonna leave that there so I know that's the direction I want it. We have some very spring-like weather in store for us, and by that I mean clouds and rain. I was looking at the forecast this morning, and it's just clouds and rain for the foreseeable future. I hope that's right. Yeah, it's right. And then this one goes here. It looks like I'm going to be putting glue most everywhere on that except for just this little corner. So I'm going to mark that off. Oh man. Ah. So, you know, it's not ideal. Of course, I've cut all these and I've made them straight lines, but you could tear. I hadn't been tearing stuff, you know, in doing this journal, so I didn't have a whole bunch of torn edges, and that's the reason why I didn't do that. And then this, let's see, I think I want it lined up down here. And my tab. So I'm only gluing one side of it down. And I don't know, I think I said at the beginning of the video, my thoughts are to add this as just like a, no, this goes with the journal kind of a thing, and somebody can put them wherever they want, or, you know, use them in another journal altogether, whatever. done yet. I just spun around and did a little quick stitching on it. And then we're going to glue down a butterfly and mark it off again where I don't want my glue. And, you know, kind of line it up this way so it's right where I had marked it, hopefully, and then we'll turn it around and scoot it one way or another if we need to. And then the last thing I was doing on these is putting an eyelet here. So I have green, which I think is not right. I have this kind of a silver, and I think I like the silver one. Okay, so, and I know that this kind of seems like it's going to make it so that you can't put it on the edge of a page, but you can still kind of, you know, stick it. I'm not gluing or, you know, making it so that you can't get, oh, come on. I'm trying to use up these washer things. Oopsie. I don't know if there's an easier way of doing this, but man, I just kind of have to stick it in there. Okay, so it's still where you can get it onto a page. Let me see, find a page in the journal here. Like if I even had a page that was blank. They're few and far between. I kind of didn't leave it alone. Okay, let's say we were going to add it here. You just put glue, you know, here, and if you want to put glue here and here, so it's, you know, a page tab on this side, and on this side it's a place to tuck. Or it could just be a page decoration and you glue the whole thing down, you know, whatever you want to do. Okay, so I made several of those. I did some going one way and some going the other. I just dropped one of my eyelets. It's gonna be a little bit of a, I'll get a little closer for you guys. Those are cute. I like them. Okay, so I have, this is what I have left. I don't know, is it getting smaller? All right, I thought of something to do with these. I'm thinking I'm going to try and make a stacked tag that opens. I've never done this before, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. I think I'll use, here, I'm going to glue, let's see. I'm sorry, but we're gonna ink as we go on this one. Just because, you know, I haven't done this before. It probably is gonna be easier to ink these things before gluing them down. Probably a little bit of a wiggle there while I'm inking when I'm trying to get ink onto my ink pad. You guys, I saw a video the other day that apparently Michaels has new paper crafting stuff. You know, they've kind of left us alone for so long. And sorry, I'm just wiping my nose real quick. And I saw somebody was showing what they had in their store. I don't know if all the stores are, you know, doing it or have been you know, stocked up or anything like that, but it's recollections. And they have, well, the lady was showing embossing folders and dies and tools like paper punches. You guys know how I like a paper punch. I don't remember everything, but hopefully it's just the beginning of them bringing some stuff back for us to actually have a reason to go into the store. I almost never buy anything at Michael's anymore because I don't need any of it. Okay. So I wish that I could have this on the back side of all of them, but I can't. Now, I put this to where there was plenty of paper on either side. Okay, if I had glued this over here and there wasn't enough paper, you know, but I knew that. I just didn't say it as I was gluing it. Now what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and cut right here. I think I'll just use my paper trimmer. And get that out of the way. And then I want to fold this over and glue this one on top. Yeah, so we already inked around it, so let's just glue this down. Hopefully in camera. Trying to work a little closer, but I don't have any lines to show me where I need to stay, you know, within. Now this one I'm lining up with the bottom of the first tag, the base tag. But the next one I'm going to have up, more up. Okay, and then you have to cut this off. Have you guys seen this done before? Probably has been, I just have never seen it. Okay, and then you just have to cut down. It's not exactly easy. Not easy. I'm gonna just do this to get it going and then clean it up, I think. Yeah, this is when I need to be left-handed. Ambidextrous. Okay, I can see a problem already. I should have cut this to get my tag shape, but I'm going to make it work. Okay, let's go ahead and fold this over. But this one, I want it to be kind of, you know, centered in between, you know, here and here, this one. So if I take my scissors, I want to make sure I have enough. base. So it would be around maybe here. Yeah. Let's see, maybe if I pull that like that. And I mean, you know, it's not easy. I'm just going to be honest with you. This isn't exactly easy. I'm sure there's probably a way to make it happen that would be easier, but I don't know. Don't know what that would be. Hopefully I cut that in a good spot. I can see one thing about it. It's not going to stay closed easily. Well, let's just glue it down. I want it like this because my flowers are going that direction. And trim. Again, not the easiest thing to do. Okay, so I wanted them to be tags, right? I think what I'll do is mark this with a pencil because this might be a little difficult. Again, this is where planning would have been better, you know. And that tore okay because it was still kind of wet from glue, but then there's like that tear. Not great. Just gonna take and trim that down. Okay, same with this side. Do you ever, I've said this before, sometimes I get mixed up when I go to turn it, especially now that I'm trying to do it with this. I think that's correct. Again, I'm going to mark it with a pencil on this side. So maybe it would be better to try and do it with your tag shape already made. Okay, and then the final one. Got a little paper hanging over here. going to stop this. I'm going to, you know, fix all my inking and ink around all of this and do some punches with some, punch it and put some of these, you know, things on here and there. So I'll be back to show you what it turned out like. Okay, here's what I came up with. I decided to hold it closed with the paper clip. I just took some of these jewelry pliers and twisted that around so that it is not totally plain. I added a little label. I just drew around it with a pen and a little butterfly. And then I added the fabric and seam binding and stuff up here. Inked all around. I added that little thing there. So then that's the back, that's the front. So I thought that was kind of fun. All right, let's see what I can figure out to do with the rest of these. It's not going to be much. Let's finish this up. You guys, I use every single piece. Every single piece. So I took a thing of fabric and then just did some little, I backed them, and then I did a brad, and to get them to move easily, you know, if you use a little hole punch, that's good. But to keep the prongs from moving around, I just covered it with some paper there. So I did that. I did a few tabs of a few different pages, and then I made some labels with my stamp set, label stamp set, and then I stamped a couple of butterflies, and this was the very final thing. I took the last few skinny little scraps, added a circle and a butterfly. That's it. The only thing I have left from making this journal are things like this, but you know, that's another story. We're not going to talk about those. We're going to pretend they don't exist. So there we go. I made a lot of things with all those scraps, and now they're not laying around in my scrap pile. Thanks for watching. Bye.